Okay, boys and girls, let's get started on Math Message 4.4, and this is going to be a polygon review. Okay, so before we get started, let's get ready for our warm-up. All right, our first one, 2 times 4. Remember, anytime you multiply by 2, all you do is double the other factor. All right, so our other factor is 4, so if we double that, 2 times 4 is 8. So how can we use 2 times 4 to help me with 3 times 4? We know here we had 2 groups of 4. Here we're just going to add another group. So 3 times 4 equals 12. All right, let's look at the next one. 2 times 7, just double this factor, gives us 14. We have 3 times 7. We're going to add one more group of 7. So 3 times 7 equals 21. 2 times 8, double your second factor, which gives us 16. Here we had 2 groups. Now we have 3 groups of 8, so we're just going to add another group of 8. So 3 times 8 equals 24. Our next one, 5 times 7. We can skip count by 5s. So 5 times 7 is 35. Here I had 5 groups of 7. Here I have 6 groups of 7, so I'm just going to add one more group of 7, which gives me 42. So 6 times 7 equals 42. Boys and girls, you can always use helper facts to help you figure out another multiplication problem. 10 times 6, once again, we're just going to skip count by 10s. 10 times 6 is 60. Here is 9 times 6, so we have one less group of 6. So if we subtract 6, we're going to get 54, okay? Our next one, 10 times 8 is 80, okay? The next one is 9 times 8, so we have one less group of 8. Okay, so 80 minus 8 is 72, so 9 times 8 is 72. Okay, boys and girls, this is where it works out. Knowing your 2s, 5s, and 10s, you can use those as your helper facts. Okay, our math message, we're going to go on with it, and it has to do with polygons. But to start off, we need to know what is a polygon. Okay, and this should be review for you since you've been working with polygons for quite some time. So a polygon is a two-dimensional shape. Two-dimensional, remember, that just means that it is flat. That is made up of line segments, okay, just line segments joined end to end. So there's no opening, they're joined end to end. And the line segment makes one closed path that may not cross, okay? So it's not allowed to grow over like this, okay? So now that we got that figured out, I want you to turn to journal page 110, okay? And this is a very simple lesson. It's just kind of reviewing a little bit on polygons. So they want you to look at 4 pattern in the shapes below. Circle the shape that does not belong. So if you want to pause for just a few minutes, hit pause and figure out which one of those shapes does not belong. And then come back when you're ready to answer that question. All right, when I look at this, I notice this shape right here does not connect. And I remember that my rule says that they have to connect. So this would be the shape that does not belong, okay? And I can explain that by saying that the other shapes have no openings. And the shape I circled adds an opening. And you could look at the other ones have straight sides. We could have put that down. Notice here we have all straight sides. Okay. And this one right here is curved. Okay, so that would make a difference also. Okay, number 2, they want you to look at the pattern and the shapes below and circle the shape that does not belong. Once again, if you want to go ahead and hit pause for a minute and look over those shapes to see which one you think does not belong, and then come back when you're ready to talk about it. All right, the shape that does not belong, okay? We look at this one once again. It is open here at the top, and it does something else. It crosses there in the middle. And remember, those were 2 things that we said that a polygon could not have. Okay, so explaining your answer, we could just say I circled the shape with a opening and with sides that cross. And the other shapes don't have any openings and their sides do not cross. And remember, once again, a polygon cannot have sides that cross, and they cannot have an opening. All right. All right, let's look at this shape because we have some pretty important things that we want to talk about here. So if we look at our polygon, because it is flat, it has line segments, and the line segments connect, okay? We want to look at these 3: angle, side, and vertex, okay? A vertex are just your points here. So this would be my vertex. We could also look at it as your corners. Corners or points. Okay, and then here are angles. See how it is angled? So we would have here's an angle, here's an angle, here's an angle, and here's an angle. So that would be my angles. And the last part that we're going to do is our sides. And our sides are anything that connect our polygon. Okay, so these are 3 important things you want to remember about polygons and start using these terms in the class. There are vocabulary words: vertex, angles, and sides. And all of these will hopefully help you to give some attributes of your polygon. Okay, and if you wanted to get more information on it, you can turn to page 211 in your student resource book, and you will notice it gives you examples of some polygons. Here's your 3-sided polygon, which is a triangle. Then here's a quadrilateral, and remember, quad means 4, so it has 4 sides. Okay, pentagon is 5, penta means 5, so it has 5 sides. Hexagon has 6. Heptagon, that's one we don't hear very often, and that's 7 sides. Okay, and we got an octagon, has 8 sides. You're used to seeing an octagon looks more like your stop signs. Nonagon has 9 sides, and a dodecagon has 10 sides. Okay, all are quadrilateral, or not quadrilaterals, I'm sorry, all are polygons. Depending on the prefix here, tells you how many sides your polygon has. Okay, so you can always turn to that page in your resource book if you have any questions, page 211. All right, If I were to look at these three shapes here, and I wanted to put the shape that goes together in my circle here, okay, I want to look at their attributes, meaning what they have. We can look at their angles that are alike. That has 4 angles. This one has 3 angles. This one here has 4 angles. Okay, we can look at their sides. That's an attribute. There's 4 sides. This one only has 3 sides. And this one here also has 4 sides. So you should be catching on. And their vertex, which is their points, right here, this one has 4. This one only has 3. And this one has 4. Okay? So if I were going to put in the circle here, the attributes that are alike, okay, I can see if I can get that in there. We'll put this one, and we would put this one. They have, attributes are the same. They have 4 sides, 4 vertex, and 4 angles. And the one that's on the outside only has 3. Even though it's a polygon, it still only has 3 sides, 3 angles, and 3 vertex. Okay, boys and girls, that is lesson 4.4.